Hennigan's?
Just ran into the studio.
Please, Heineken would be fine.
Whew. Hi, boys. Uh-oh, there. All right, cool.
I'm going to switch over to headphones.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Cheers. Good to see you. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is it not Sunday?
No, it is.
Sunday.
Oh, he said it in a way that
But
I
it's
thought maybe I
not
missed.
Sunday to the people watching, so I probably shouldn't have mentioned it.
Oh, we've ruined the illusion.
Yeah.
People like to think that we're happening live.
At
We're
10
not.
a.m. At 10 a.m.
Yeah.
We're all drinking on Friday
Right,
morning.
Right.
Hey, we did a cowbell. Happy Friday, everybody! Woo!
Actually, Shaylee, drinking at 10 a.m. isn't really that far off for me.
Yeah.
So having a Bloody Mary could be the top of the morning. Oh,
I'm drinking off-color Gatorade because I don't know, supply chain. The shit I like is the shit that you can't get.
blue?
The blue right now. The blue.
Is there a run on the blue
I
food
guess.
coloring?
Blue,
I don't
man.
understand.
Yeah.
If
That
you
and the
just closed your eyes, couldn't we just tell you they're all blue?
Probably.
Yeah, just throw some blue food coloring.
This color is particularly the it's the color that I was leaking on my side in my drain. It was about that color, so I don't know, like.
Oh, from your
Yeah.
your bag.
Yeah, my little balloon bag. Which, I don't know. So it's not a popular color in my drinking world right now.
Oh, that was the stuff that was draining out of your stomach that was mixed with blood. Correctly?
I guess it goes in
Correct?
easily, yeah, and then the stomach's just dealing with it now.
It sounds like it might be important that you get that back inside of you then. To me, that seems like the perfect thing to be drinking.
Oh, yeah, the orange.
Yeah, get it back in there,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, that's what the doctor said. It's like, we'll take the tube out and instead of draining in the bag, your body will just absorb it.
You're doing good, Andy, but you've lost all your Gatorade. You're going to have to replenish that back.
Quick, nurse, we need 20 cc's of the orange or the blue. It doesn't really matter.
I can't carry the size I need right now. I do feel like hydration is like a big deal in my world.
Uh-huh.
You know, the cat was licking me, and then I like taste, and I'm pretty salty, so I see why they're drawn to it.
You're their Gatorade?
Yeah.
Like a salt
or their
lick.
salt lick, yeah.
He's got electrolytes.
Uh-huh. So it's when you're salty and you haven't been exercising, that means you got to fucking drink more, I guess.
Well,
and
you've been drinking too much Gatorade. I told you, Gatorade was ruined for me by a friend in the Army when he goes, why do you get different flavors? It all just tastes like sweat. And I was like, damn it does taste like sweat. I never thought about that.
But I get it with sugar-free.
Oh, you're
sweat.
fine.
That's a healthy one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
I haven't learned how to get
aspartame or saccharin or whatever it is that's in there is fine.
It won't upset the cancers that are already growing.
Dude, totally.
It'll totally coexist like chocolate and peanut butter. I go in on Tuesday for day surgery to get my port, so I'll be able to get all the latest shows and movies.
Wait, what do you think they're putting in?
Wait, you think you're getting a dongle?
Support, man. You can play music.
HDMI input.
Yeah. Music, videos.
Now, Andy, once your port is in, you will get Disney Plus for 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to cancel everything.
If you don't like The Mandalorian, you do have to cancel because they'll start charging you for that.
Yeah.
What if you just don't understand The Mandalorian? I don't understand them, but I'll put them on, and I don't care. Boba Fett reminds me of James Inman, so it's kind of hard to take him serious as a lead in a movie.
Yeah. I only saw that one picture that Shaylee put up when we were talking about him, and I'm not a big, I've seen most of the Star Wars stuff, but I remember thinking that Boba Fett was pretty cool. But as soon as he took his mask off and you saw that he was very Inman-y under there, it seemed like it wasn't quite as cool.
He's like a more confident Inman. He did. I don't think I've seen him cry.
Well, isn't anyone a more confident Inman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard from Inman in a while.
He's been posting on Twitter about the new wars that are coming.
Oh.
Any day now.
Yeah, but and everything he's been posting has been right. So that's the one thing that Inman isn't always wrong. He's definitely, when he talks about wars and the CIA and the military-industrial complex, he's correct. They just want to keep going, so they'll keep going. And
he's just the mainstream media now.
Yes. Yeah,
James.
I get all my news from Inman and Lipsky, so whatever those guys are into, that's what I'm
yeah,
seeing.
I turned to Lipsky for science and info. James political.
Yeah, perfect.
Geez, yeah, I don't know who the sports guy would be. I would have said Norm McDonald, but he's dead now. But he used to post a lot of nonsense, just like, oh, this guy's got this putt lined up. It's like, it's like, I don't know who he did those for, but he sure did enjoy doing them.
But the live tweeting the golf matches, I think to piss people off.
Yeah, okay, then I get it. I mean, it didn't piss me off. I just was like, wow, man, I can't believe Norm is really this meticulous, this committed to this thing, to do entire golf matches.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if there's one thing you could accuse him of is committing to the bit.
Yeah, he committed.
Yeah,
whatever.
To bowel cancer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? Bowel cancer?
Off. Yeah.
That's why I didn't talk about it.
Get checked. Get that colostomy, or not colostomy, colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every 2 months, just show up there.
Whether you need it or not.
Yeah, just go. I had the fucking fluid shit. I'm flush. Some other asshole don't show up. Take them. Take me. I'm here.
Hey, Andy, before we go any further, can I ask you to tilt your camera down a little bit? You're in kind of the bottom half of the frame.
All right.
That's all right. That's almost a little too much, but that's
it'll swing down in a little while.
There you go. Oh, that's perfect right there, brother.
Right there.
That's it. You nailed it. I like that Chilkoot Charlie's hat too. I got one of those. It's a good hat. Got to give Durant credit for the merch. The merch at Coots is top notch. The shirts are of high quality, and the cap I have. I'm not kidding, Jaylee. The cap I have is really good. It's a good quality cap.
Yep.
I didn't care for the material in Inman's t-shirts. It's real cheap.
I don't think I have. I have the little Mikey t-shirt with.
Yeah, that's not.
Maybe that's
Inman had nothing to do with those.
Yeah, that's right. Inman didn't do his own merch.
With Ichabod mounting and raping him.
Yeah, I don't think he was for that.
Didn't he have a moment where he was selling them though?
Probably.
I think he's behind everything, but I mean, I think that doesn't work for the brand of Inman. He has to be aloof when it comes to capitalism until he needs something, and then he wants you to take. He wants to take your money or your food.
I feel like I'm missing out every time I see Chad take a hit off that new pipe.
You guys, dude. That's the carrot at the end of the stick. You just got to keep working, brother. You'll get there.
I fucking nap too much to get. Like, you think he'd be able to figure out a pipe in a day?
Is the holdup that you can't smoke that much yet, or that you can't figure out how to put the pipe together?
Right, I need to smoke the other to get the energy, and then I get sleepy. I don't know.
So you need a sativa to start with to pick you up.
And then the blue Gatorade, which I'm not able to get.
The rough. rough situation, dude.
Hopefully I get some, I'm going to get anesthesia again for the day surgery Tuesday. And then hopefully getting these surgeries under my belt. But that will give me the port. And then that should be.
And the port is.
And then after you get the port, you'll be talking to your oncology team after that to start setting up your first chemo.
Yeah. I'll be doing that tomorrow too. I'm going in for some shit with them tomorrow, and then a long conversation. Just probably good that we're not podcasting tomorrow, because then I'd be full of misinformation about what was coming up.
Well, here's what you do with your oncology team: take an extra $20 cash and slip them an extra 20. Say, hey man, don't fuck this up. Take care.
Oh, that's what'll do it.
$20.
That's what keeps. That's where you go from.
20.
Dude, come
that's
on,
where
man.
you go from survival rate of 45% to 50%.
Hey, everything helps.
Yeah.
Andy, it sounds to me like the worst part of getting cancer is having to talk to all these different people and go to appointments and leave the house every fucking week.
Yeah, blood. They all want blood.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean that is kind of what they're doing, though. That's not these motherfucking they're sapping me. All they want is blood. They literally need your blood to see what's going on.
I know. Yeah. I know. That's what sucks about it. Should have got a hold of me when I was a teenager. When I was into cutting, I could have, dripped it into a sack. But they want current blood.
You could have just followed me around back in the day.
Yeah,
dripped it into a sack.
Use a razor and then slice it open a little bit more with the fist, and then drip it in. And I'll need this in 25. No, I'll need this in 50 years or whatever. Not 50, but yeah. And so they want up-to-dated blood. That's what I'm. And then I could have. Not only could my parents have caused me other problems in life, I could genetically have this because of one of them, and I'll find that out with a blood test tomorrow. If I'm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could have got a mutation from one of my folks. It's like, okay, Dad, you're already on the list.
A mutation that would result in
cancer.
Cancer of the bile duct, specifically.
Well, a tumor can grow because of a mutation for sure.
Are we finding this out for your daughter's sake, or just so that you can be retroactively mad at your parents?
That's why.
You can't. There's no revenge you can enact on dead people.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
But I'm one of 5 boys, so why wouldn't Larry have had it? For instance, if I was a mutation in my family, I would Larry. Go hang out with Larry, for sure. But who knows?
Maybe because you were the last one, the genes are just getting weaker.
Trickle down.
Yeah. I guess I had hair longer than some of them. Like Jeff went bald in high school, so I wonder. Right now that'd be looking pretty good. But he also had bad odor, so he was bald and bad. That guy.
Double threat.
Yeah. All the extra puberty. So much puberty, you just shot past it.
You overshot.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for that. I had the same bad odor as him sometimes, because he would wear my shit and then put it back in my closet, and then I would get to school and realize I was fucking stunk.
Why wouldn't that? I mean, what was going on that you couldn't catch that earlier?
I guess you just put it on.
Or that it would happen more than once.
Yeah, you put it on, put a coat on, and then you get to school or whatever, and then it was like my brother's funk is rising, and it's like you can't, anyone who notices you're like, yeah, it's not me, it's my brother.
Yeah, you're wearing your own shirt.
Yeah, with your coat.
Yeah.
And somehow it's your brother.
Yeah, did your brother shit your pants?
Probably.
Fuck. Yeah, well, I can attest to you get up in the morning and, you throw something on, you're not really fully into it or aware of what the fuck is happening in the world in the morning. So I could see how you could get to school without realizing that you stunk. Because the other morning, Carrie Mitchell and I woke up and we smelled something gross and we're like, what is that fucking smell? And a couple weeks ago, there was a thing here in Austin where a sewer backed up somewhere. And
it's called South by Southwest.
Yeah, boom, Shaley.
Yeah.
Shaley even thought he was going to be late to the show, and he's just firing on all cylinders coming in. But there was some sort of sewer backup, so everything stunk for like an afternoon. It's like, oh, what the fuck is that? And then they put out like a little news bulletin, whatever, like, oh, there's a sewage backup, it'll be cleared up, whatever. Okay, fine. So we wake up in the morning and we're like, man, something fucking stinks. And we're like, oh, it must, and I was thinking, oh, it must be the same thing happened again. And then we go outside and Carrie is like, yeah, it doesn't smell outside though. And I'm like, oh, it must just be like, oh, it's probably cleared up outside. It just, we got to open the doors and get the smell out of here. And she's like, okay, yeah. So that happens for about a half an hour. And then she goes to make tea and she turns on the oven. And when she turns on the burner, the other burner goes, woof.
Oh.
And it turns out our burner had been on, I don't know for how long, all night. We almost blew ourselves up. And the smell.
Oh, no. She almost blew you up.
No, it was definitely my fault. I cooked dinner the night before.
Oh.
I think when I turned the oven off, at some point I must have bumped into it or something. It wasn't like the fire was ever still going. But the gas was on, and that smell we were smelling was the rotten egg smell that they add to the natural gas that is supposed to tell you that you have a gas leak going on. And because it was the first thing in the morning, I was like, I don't know, it's probably the sewer.
Or Larry.
It's probably my brother Jeff, bro.
Texas.
Yeah, we came really close to blowing ourselves up though. But
now when we had an electric range at our place, and when you got, I think it was Erickson, I think you guys were living with us at the time, and I just got the gas hookup and then got the gas range put in. And I think you're the one who told me that there's no pilot lights like there used to be. Like you don't, like when you turn it on, if the pilot light doesn't light and the burner warm up in that area, then the gas shuts off automatically.
I don't think I was the one that told you that. It doesn't sound like something I would know.
It doesn't sound like he knew it the other day.
Certainly by practice, you didn't know that. Yeah, well, so maybe it was someone else.
Well, I mean, at least the gas didn't shut off. It definitely didn't shut off because it was all through the house. I mean, it was everywhere. And when she lit this burner, it fucking did a quick fucking foof. Like if she would have been standing any closer, she would have gotten a face full of it. She wouldn't have eyebrows.
Well, that's how you learn. She would have got a face full.
So you issues with Andy, folks out there, if you smell raw eggs in your house and you don't have a bunch of rotten raw eggs laying around, check your oven.
Even if you do,
throw out your eggs.
Is that just the rotten eggs over there, or is there more to this?
Yeah.
Better light a cigarette over there.
So was it just that you had like barely turned on the gas and it wasn't making that?
On.
Well, yeah, you must have turned it on more than the clicking, so past the lit stage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't standing right there when Carrie lit the stove for the tea, so I didn't see it all. And then she was like, "Oh fuck!" And then she's like, "Oh shit!" And she turned it off. So I don't know how far on it was turned, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
So if you had had that long hair, you would have had this summer.
Dude, I could be. Yeah, it could have started on. It could have been a great white situation going.
Erickson was all fucked up after making munchies, and he had two plates. He had a plate in each hand, and he just blew the stove out. That's good.
We were pretty drunk by the time we got dinner made.
I mean, this is no way going to be some kind of a lawsuit or something. You've already admitted way too much that it's
yeah. I mean, I honestly, it was definitely my fault. I'll take it. I'm glad no one got hurt.
It would have looked like a murder-suicide from the outside.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I guess Rogan's Club ain't opening.
Well, that's it. No, I think that's what it would have been. It's like, look, here comes the government. They're coming for Rogan. They're going to take out his fucking support system first, and then they're going to get him.
Until he's standing all alone.
Yeah. Yep. You've seen the movie Scarface. That'll be Rogan. He'll just be sitting at his desk, but it won't be Coke. It'll just be power.
I have spent the last 5 days in this house with Brendan Walsh and his wife and his 2 kids, Farley and Marley. And Brendan cannot stop talking about how he thinks the government's going to kill Joe Rogan. And the more he says it, the more I'm like, maybe we should be kind of worried about that, actually. Because he's like, oh, Rogan's flying to a gig, and he's flying on his own plane. Really? Oh, really? I don't know if I'd do that. That sounds pretty dangerous. And I'm like, oh, fuck. They probably would be happy if he.
Who gives a shit? The government gives a shit about fucking Rogan. Give me a break.
They released a statement last week that they wished that he would stop the misinformation on his podcast. I don't know that a White House administration has ever addressed a comedian's podcast before this. This is the first time I think it's ever happened.
Well, we don't get about vaccine information, or we may have heard similar. I mean, I don't know.
We give out bad information, just not vaccine.
I had it. I don't know if they're still doing them there. I could give you the address. I would be like, that'd be the extent of it. And then about the science, it's like, I didn't do the science in science. So, I'm not going to worry myself with that shit. I still haven't read about my pancreas yet, and I had it sliced up. So
maybe that's it, dude. I mean, I think a case could be made that you got the vaccine and then you got cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to me that
one did come before the other.
That's exactly correct.
That's it. That's all you need.
It seems like we could boost the listenership of this podcast tremendously if we just take this and run with it.
I have. I'm always listening when the radio says, if you have cancer, and then like it could be a lot of shit. It could be Roundup. When I was in Flint, Michigan, I took a shower there.
But do you think you have mesothelioma?
No. Well, I would want one that I could sue,
and he's just joining class action suits all willy-nilly.
Yeah, bile duct cancer could be, could be almost anything. So I don't want to rule out any product that could have been negligent. T-Mobile,
right?
For fucking wasting what time I do have. They fucking just wrestle. They just wrestle it away, and at the end, that's it. You're like, yeah, I just wanted a little more time, and I just think back of fucking blocks of hours sitting there, going, man, you guys got this thing done yet?
How's that new phone working out for you, by the way? You got an iPhone?
That's all right. Yeah, it keeps ringing tonight. My daughter picked it right now to want to FaceTime me.
There's a button on the side you can push.
Here we go.
Click, and it'll just turn the ringer off.
Once you figure out technology, then they take it away from you. They Then you're just sitting in a nursing home staring at the Jeffersons on TV, and nobody knows how to turn the channel, or you all happen to like the Jeffersons. But that's not likely.
Yeah.
I don't know how far away I'm strategically away from that. And I think, I'm embracing this like short lifespan that was suggested as a possibility. I don't have anything for those years. So dying before them would almost be perfect.
You're talking about like you don't have like a retirement
I don't know what he's talking
fund
about.
or
Well,
anything?
like yeah, I'm not like I mean, I got I'm not going to go into like some Telly Savalas fucking retirement home.
Telly Savalas retired.
I know.
Was that the dream? The goal?
I think he's sleep talking.
I don't know.
They give you a lollipop and they sit you down. What do
I do mix a little of this.
Is like, dude? Why do you associate Kojak with?
I don't know. Players Club, maybe.
You're thinking of the Players Club.
I was trying to think of a celebrity who endorses like I think Magnum just tries to get you out of your mortgage, but
You're talking about Tom Selleck in Reverse Mortgage.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I want to fucking I think I'm being lofted above by balloons again. It's an option. I'll be at my celebration of life, and then I'll take off with the balloons.
We're gonna get together for your celebration of life, and you're not dead yet.
Yeah, with a bunch of balloons, and then some I'll huff, and some I'll shoot out. You don't have to cut. I'll try to land in the mountains, and
I could picture it being that Andy's plan is, all right, we're all going to get together, celebration of life, then he's going to float away on these balloons to his forever
awake,
but
totally awake.
But it'll be an awake because it'll still be alive. But because he has huffed so many of the balloons before takeoff, now he can't take off. He just his feet just drag across the ground as the balloons drag him at ground level, like just into the trees and some bushes, and then it's like, all right, someone go get him.
I was gonna say that's where the dogs come in, but that'd be a shitty way to go. I'd want to be really spiked on the heroin before the dogs.
It's definitely. You said that before. You got to time it right.
Yeah.
And
I think even then, dogs would just be unpleasant. Even high.
Getting eaten by dogs
while high on heroin.
Yeah, like a gator roll would be more relaxing. Well, a dog you're gonna see every emotion. A gator you're gonna miss half of it.
A gator would just do a death roll and it would be over.
I know. Yeah, dogs are nipping your fucking toes off, and you're like, God damn it, go! Yeah,
finish me.
Yeah,
come on, guys.
I was gonna open a massage parlor with you guys.
Oh yeah, toe lickers.
I love that Andy thinks that that's what the attack dogs would go for, the toes. All their training points them to the toes first.
Yeah,
really scare them before you get in there.
Bunch of old chihuahuas.
Well, that's what happens is the tough ones will take an arm or something, and then they'll go take off, and then the little ones come around, take off. Are
we talking about dogs or gators?
Well, not gators. I don't think gators work like
a team,
like a pack of dogs.
Yeah,
anyway, you gotta form. You can't just you just can't go to a dog park and get a pack of dogs. They gotta formulate them. They gotta do their own politicking.
Well, you don't think, Andy? You don't think? I mean, I'll say this. We didn't want to say this while you were before the surgery, but I mean, we as a group had talked about the pack of dogs that we would get, and we weren't going to go to a dog park. How pedestrian! We would go on the black market and get them from Mexico, probably, and then pick a good herd, some strong ones, some toe lickers, some ones that go for the throat.
Well, then you just want to find
a pack of wild dogs in my neighborhood a couple weeks ago, and they killed an alpaca. They got the taste of blood still in their mouth. We'll just pick those up.
Oh, man.
They're ready to go.
We'll just have a party at Stanhope's house, and then we'll be like, "Hey, Andy, Chad wants to take you back to his place for a few minutes."
Oh, we're gonna go get a javelina.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
And have you got one yet, Chad?
Haven't seen a single fucking javelina.
Come to my house.
I know.
On Thursday when we put the garbage out for the
well, see, and that's what everybody says, except for I'm not allowed to shoot near houses, so I'm fucked. I have to go out where they're supposed to be and hunt them. Yeah. And they're all hanging out over by the houses, knowing that nobody can shoot them. So
you just can't you rent a dumpster and just put meat in it and put it out a ways? Like, just have it attached to a truck.
Especially because this is a nuisance animal, right? Essentially, or not?
No, not really.
They're all God's creatures.
You just got to control their numbers enough that.
I watched a video the other day talking about Joe Rogan. I was flipping through stuff like how to field dress it and stuff, and it said Joe Rogan on Javelina, and I go, oh, I want to watch that. So I watched this like 11-minute clip of Joe Rogan on Javelina, and 98% of what he said was fucking wrong. And I was like, you never give a shit about the misinformation until it's something you care about.
or that you're an expert on.
Joe Rogan.
How many people do you think Rogan's gotten killed by feral pigs with his misinformation? Probably at least a couple.
Let him lick you. That's what he says. Let him come up and give you a lick.
Yeah. I know that I haven't run across them during the daytime, but I think I would be equally creeped out. And it's like I would run from a javelina in public. If there's one, I would, and there was like people were just out doing shit, and then I saw a pig approaching, I would run. I would be one of the first people to run. I'd say, "Pig!"
Oh, you make a point to talk to him?
I'd run, and as I was running, I would yell "pig" to warn others, but I wouldn't I wouldn't stand there and make sure everybody got out of harm's way. What does Rogan say to do? What does Rogan say to do? Stay and let them sniff your tenders.
Well, no, he was talking about how they'll hunt in packs, which they don't hunt in packs.
No,
but
they travel in groups. Yeah,
and then he was talking about how what was the big one? Now I don't even remember.
Hey, there's some good.
Oh, look at there!
Believe this shit.
Renee Fabergé.
Brent.
Yes.
Have you seen my baby's hiney hole cream?
I used it all. Sorry.
Hi guys. Is this
there, man?
Is it in? Oh, that's the mic. Is that the camera?
Is this Renee Fabergé or?
Hey, Brendan Walsh, talk about your live podcast coming up.
Yeah, this comes out next Friday. So talk about your live podcast in an hour.
We're doing a show
tonight. Oh shit, that's right. It's tonight. Sorry.
Everybody get a time machine. Hey, Andy,
whatever you do, don't bring up cancer. These guys don't like talking about it.
Andy doesn't reply to text when I send him a really cool GIF of the cancer boy from Kids in the Hall. Lost his sense of humor.
Yeah, he's not been. That's all he talks about anymore. Honestly, it's kind of tiring.
We're not even recording.
No.
This is like a Make-A-Wish thing. Yeah. His whole your entire friendship with Andy has just been a Make-A-Wish scheme.
I thought these guys were getting chemo at the same time. What is this?
Why isn't their hair falling out?
My hair is not going to fall out, man. It's going to get thicker and more Nazi looking.
You're gonna be full Italian by the time you're done.
Yeah, I would get
cancer boy back there.
See?
Wow. What are you talking about, Joe Rogan?
Oh, fucking Chad's spreading lies about Joe.
I just don't know what the Mitchells are going to do when the government finally kills Joe Rogan.
See?
No, that's what Erickson was brought it up earlier, that you might have him half convinced.
I never thought of it before, but now I'm a little worried that it might happen.
That's odd. I don't, I'm not even like, I wouldn't be that financially. It wouldn't.
I would get pretty nervous if a lot of Cubans just kind of were in the area around Rogan. Like, cross the street up on a rooftop. That's a Cuban. Okay. What's going on here?
Yeah, hey, Erickson, keep your eyes peeled for brown people in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
He actually did at the club across the street. Lee Patton Oswald's playing. So. Well, I don't want to interrupt you guys. I have to go do a real podcast in front of 20 paying customers. So
right on.
Hey, dude, good luck tonight, man. I love your show, and I'm glad Hellman is in the promo too. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it should be fun. Brent's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, do you need?
I call him Brent.
Hey, do you need Tracy to do the thing tonight?
The thing? Yeah. You know what? I was gonna text her. Yeah, I think we might throw that in there. I think there's enough listeners that aren't familiar with that gag. So
call her right now, because she's not busy. She's talking to Doug about the stuff, so she'll be able to do it, but she'll want to know in advance.
Okay, I'll text her.
All right,
or
cool.
Call her, whatever.
Yeah,
All right. Thanks for keeping
man.
us in the hot gossip, Mr. Fabergé.
Breaking item.
The B-man.
One of the surviving unbookables.
Yeah. And bookables are still alive.
Yeah.
He calls Tracy to do this thing in San Francisco where he does a call thing, and
just tell it, because even if people see it, even if it's spoiled for them, it's still absolutely fucking hilarious.
So he has this whole setup on stage when he's open for Doug in San Francisco, where he basically is running his fucking World Record podcast live, and he's calling out to crank calling people live. And then he's doing so many that people are kind of getting what's going on, and you never know what's going to happen. And some of them are duds, some of them are great. And then the last one is a canned one where he calls Tracy, but he calls in a bomb threat to a children's hospital.
He makes the phone call. He's like, "This is going to be great." And then Tracy answers, and she says, "Austin Children's Hospital." And then he makes a bomb threat, and everyone freaks out.
And then
what the fuck are you doing? You can't bomb threat a children's hospital. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's a crank call. Fucking relax, everybody.
But
they don't even have a bomb.
The air in the room is just gone at the end of the exchange. And it is fucking, and then there's a really good end to it too. So
and then he lets everybody in on the fact that it wasn't really a thing. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So it was great because look, the other night, Thursday night, when we did the Brian Redband's secret show at Vulcan, Brendan went up to do some prank calls. He's got a 13-minute set. So he's got his whole shit. He went in early, he set it all up, he made sure it all worked. He gets up there for his thing, and he can't get the fucking Wi-Fi to work. He can't get it to fucking work. And he's just getting angrier, and he's dressed, and he's got his neck brace on.
The whole getup.
And he can't get the fucking laptop to work. And everyone's just like, what the fuck is going on? And he's cussing, and he's also telling some dumb jokes while he's trying to do it. And at the end, it never worked. The Wi-Fi, he could never get the Wi-Fi to work. And he just gave up at the end and introduced the next comedian. And everyone thought that was the bit. Everyone thought it was like this Andy Kaufman style bit where you just pretend though you're going to do this thing. And you dress like a freak and you get really mad and you cuss and you scream. And I was like, dude, it's perfect. Like, you can't fail anymore.
Yeah, I'd go to that show.
Yeah. Stuff. So tonight we're doing it. That's why I got to get out of here at 6:00 because we're doing a live podcast. And Amanda's nervous because she's never done this live on stage before. So
A-Train.
Drunk. The A-Train. And his kids are incredible. So it's been wild here. Chad, now I'm back into your mode, like you babysitting and having kids around. Like, we really have been. Carrie and I, like, we're like, hey, Brendan, Amanda, go, because they're here to, like, you know, they're looking around, thinking about moving back here. They're like,
you should probably talk to Doug.
We'll watch your kids for you while you go do all that shit. So it's a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it is fucking madness.
I don't know.
It's a long time since I've been in those shoes. But shit.
Yeah.
You have a question for me?
Not easier.
Sounds like he's wrapping up the
No, it is not. I'm all caught up on some of the latest movies I've watched. The Mitchells versus the Machines and Home and what other ones? Despicable Me.
Did you watch the dog one yet? No, it's up for Best Picture of the Year.
Oh, The Power of the Dog?
Yeah, Power of the Dog, and it fucking totally sucks ass. And it's like,
I don't think that's a children's movie.
Yeah, they're open every night.
It's not.
I don't know what didn't get it, so
there's,
maybe you think it was a kid's movie.
There's a big concert venue in the back.
I just keep hearing Greg.
I don't know what.
It's
the whole thing.
Doug's off the phone.
Yeah, let me reach out to him. I believe his name's Steve Brower.
Is he filming a different podcast?
I'll call him directly and then I'll
a lot of irons in the fire.
Jaylee's telling Tracy the thing that Brendan would just tell Tracy as soon as Tracy answers the phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
So I got distracted when Brendan Walsh walked in behind you, but I know the thing I was telling you about was Joe Rogan was talking about Javelina, and he goes, you use a predator call when you go out, and they'll come running right in, and you have to be careful because they'll come in ready to attack, which is true. But then he says, because they compete with mountain lions and coyotes to go get the rabbit, you know. Well, they don't think it's a rabbit. They're not a predator. They will go fight a coyote or a mountain lion that's attacking their baby. You see that picture Shaylee had? They all have their baby. So that's all they're doing. They're fucking omnivore. They eat cactus and shit. They eat garbage. They don't hunt in packs, and they don't even attack. The only reason why they attack people is 99% of the time they're walking a dog, because they will instinctively attack a dog. I don't know. Everybody doesn't want Javelina facts, I'm sure, but I've been doing a lot of Javelina hunting.
I mean, I'm all for, like, if they're monsters and thunder beasts, then expose them for their fucking horrifying. But I'm afraid of them. But that's me, and I bet they are. You know, they didn't fuck with me. I ran, and they seemed to run the other direction. So I was like, we're both pussies.
They will most of the time run away from.
Are they one of those things where if you're not supposed to run from them because they'll fuck you up if you run? Or I never know what to do if there's like don't run from a bear because a bear will just chase you and catch you.
It's, the thing about it is they have really poor eyesight. So usually, like, for hunting them, if you spook them, I'll stand still, because they'll run. If you play the wind right, they'll run right up fucking 10 feet from you. They won't attack you. They can't see, and they're not hunters like that. They're not predators like that.
Man, they must squeal, huh? When you hit it with
just at first.
Have you hit one with an arrow before?
I have not. I've hit one with a rifle before. This is my first time bow hunting.
Like, if you hit it and then it gets it, but it doesn't kill it, I'll bet that's some.
I've had that.
You got to record that. That would be awesome.
I've seen that happen. Yeah, I've been hunting with my dad. He shot one and didn't kill. Yeah. They're tough as shit.
Mm-hmm. Like Ned Beatty tried to do it, but I bet a fucking stuck pig would be some fucking ungodly.
What about that, Chad? What about that picture you put up on Shaylee? Find that picture Chad put up on his Twitter with the clothes that the immigrants crossing the border changed out of or whatever. What the fuck was that, dude? That was insane.
It's very interesting. It was like I didn't count them because I would have had to have touched them to sort through them, but it was at least 3 or 4 full pairs of, like, camouflage pajama pants. They look nice. I kind of wanted them. They look brand new, and like a camouflage thing. So I guess they were pajamas. So I guess that was what they snuck through. But there was that backpack there that was like brand new. Yeah, right there. And
that's insane.
People have since told me that backpack is expensive.
This one right here?
And it was like brand new, but it had like a pair of socks in one pocket, and it had like a bag of like just empty discarded food packaging in the big part. So I didn't want to clean it out or whatever. So I didn't bother with it. But.
So explain to me what's happening there. I mean,
it's like a Spirit airline crossing.
I wasn't talking to you, man.
They smuggled in all. They successfully smuggled in all of their drugs, and then they switched into their hot pants so they would fit in. I don't know what I can't
once the ecstasy
imagine.
Took hold, they had their rave clothes on, and they wanted to get out there.
They hit their glow sticks.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the actual theory that I have is that these were the underclothes, like long johns, of these smugglers, and they were trucking overnight. Well, it's fine once it's. I think I probably missed them by minutes. And these guys, once the sun comes up, it's now when you're walking, it gets fucking hot. So I think they stopped here, shed their long johns, threw them out, and kept moving.
Right. That's crazy, man.
But I don't know for sure. And why the brand new.
I bet you the backpack
got left. Is expensive.
I bet it got left accidentally. I bet it was one of those things where they ditched everything, and then they were a quarter mile down the fucking path, and they're like, oh fuck, where's my fuck it, let's keep going.
It's brand fucking new, so I'll probably go back. I know right where it is. I'll probably go back out into the hills and get it.
It is so fucking wild, man. I mean, you don't think about. I mean, that's happening right all the time, but to find that.
Thanks, Biden.
To get into this
Biden's open borders.
Get into this place, to get into this area, there's a giant sign that's made of like real thick wood, and then they router it in there. Like it's like a permanent fucking sign that's been there forever. And it says, warning, this area is prone to smuggling and illegal foot traffic, so just fucking basically mind your own business and fucking be careful.
Right.
Maybe you should try to get the pigs down to you. You're up there in the cartels area, I get a city pig.
Long pork, they call that.
When you're shooting an arrow, you can shoot. Maybe that's just you can't shoot a gun by somebody's dumpster. You can shoot arrows in Bisbee.
Yeah, no one will hear it.
You just got to prove some native blood.
Yeah, I don't even know how to feel about the whole thing, though, because I'm generally in favor of more drugs being in America, and I don't have a problem with more people being in America. So it's hard for me to be mad about all of this.
Yeah.
If I would have seen those guys, I probably would have just nodded to them, and they would have nodded to me, and we would have fucking kept walking, and it would have been just like any other fucking encounter. It wouldn't have been, you know what I mean?
Right, totally.
So I don't really worry about it when you go in there. It's, it's
yeah.
Well, it helps you're big and carrying a weapon too, right?
Yeah, I have a couple weapons on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd sniff me out like, this guy's a fucking big mouth with no weapons.
It hasn't been like
He's been yelling pig and running around in circles.
It hasn't been like this for a while. I think they just changed the corridors that they use. It's just a regular thing. If you look back in the past cycles, it goes all the way up and down the coast, up and down the border of where they use. And I think it's just increased recently around.
You guys got that fucking giant, that big blimp that floats over the fucking area all the time with its.
Oh, I wish Shaylee was here to flip it. The other picture that I posted, looking right up to the right from where this is, the blimp is in the sky. You can see the blimp right there. Yeah. So the blimp can totally watch them change.
So it should have been able to see all that.
Oh man, I could probably hit the blimp with a rifle from right there.
Really? That's crazy.
I would not do that, FBI. I told you one time that blimp blew down. Joby lived over in that area, and the blimp blew down, and the FBI immediately were blocked off with giant black SUVs, blocked off every roadway until they could clear it all out of people's yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another Area 51 situation.
They're just spy blimps, aerostat, they call them.
Yeah.
They're equipped with state-of-the-art cameras that can basically figure out what I'm eating for breakfast if my curtain's open.
Infrared or whatever. That's crazy.
I wish they'd tell me where the Javelina are.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you could help them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you wouldn't help them, but good thing you didn't put on those pajama bottoms, though, and run into them. That'd be awkward.
You're like,
oh, you guys are getting rid of these?
My brother Jeff's.
Hey, I might take these to the desert party. There'll be one, if there should be one, maybe.
When we first moved here, I saw we were down in the creek bed a while. This up in the mountains, down in the creek or in the riverbed. I was walking around exploring the area when we first moved here, and saw like 4 dudes with like those bean sack backpacks, so like a gunny sack backpacks full of weed, with dudes with AK-47s front and back.
Wow.
Marching. I'm like, whoa, that's a bit overkill. Okay.
Kind of weed.
But that was well, a lot.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, that was pretty regular thing. That was, it was real bad like that when I first got here, to the point where when I first got where I didn't have to have a job or whatever, one of my first thoughts to have a hobby was I was going to go out and basically, like I go hunting just right now, I have to go out and find where these guys are at and then stop them and tax them on their way in. And then I could just have, I'm not going to take a bunch, but I'll take a quarter of this backpack goes with me. And then they move on. And then
I don't know about the longevity of such a plan.
Well,
sounds like
only got to
Omar.
work once.
That's the great thing about being suicidal is you don't have to have
the win-win.
The other day I had to go for an echocardiogram where they I run on the treadmill with all the things hooked up so they can look at my heart. And the doctor beforehand tells me, he goes, no, there's a slight possibility that doing this, we're trying to agitate the heart. And he goes, so there's a slight possibility that we could actually cause a heart attack. And he goes, is there if that happens, he goes, do I have your permission to give you compressions and use the paddles to revive you? And I was like, and I was thinking it over. I was like, well, that would be all right, I guess. Somebody'd have to text Jenny. She's out in the parking lot. That's the only part.
You could just put it on speed dial. All you have to do is hit send.
Yeah.
So, and the doctor freaked out. No, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Like, he kept yelling, the answer is yes at me. I was like, oh, all right, yeah.
That's for each patient to decide.
Yeah.
Advanced directive. Yeah, if they fuck it.
Chad's in the DNR group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't
you'll bring him weed.
Yeah.
Well, with one of them, frozen pipes, I could. Does that look nice and smooth?
Spoiled.
Yeah, I'm glad, dude.
Are you smoking less weed, Chad, now that it seems to be more potent, the delivery system?
Yeah, other than when I'm doing this with you guys, which I just smoke constantly. I don't know. That's just how it works.
I'd smoke more, but I got to go outside. But also, I look unhealthy I think it's like when you see somebody who looks unhealthy and then they're sucking down smoke, you're like, Jesus, man.
So Andy, you can't smoke weed. You just take edibles.
No, I smoke weed a little bit, but not not to the level.
He just doesn't. He's not capable of watching the YouTube video or reading the directions that come with the freeze
right.
pipe.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't directions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There aren't directions with it.
I should have just gone right to Brett or Andy's daughter if I really want the answers.
Right.
Well, and plus, right now, freezer space.
You got a lot of javelina meat in your freezer?
Yeah, what's in there?
I don't know, man.
Okay. Chad's showing you right now, Andy. You take the thing off. Take this piece off.
There's your bubbler.
And that goes in the freezer.
No, this part does not go in the freezer.
Don't go ahead.
The foil part goes in the freezer.
Okay.
That piece right there.
Because it's got this glycerin in it.
Yeah.
I got my lava lamp to work.
It's already tuned out.
No, I'm gonna call him in real time when I have it. I'm gonna
we can FaceTime. Now you got your iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, dude, turn your camera just a tiny bit. I can see it on the right side of your camera shot.
What? The lava lamp?
The lava lamp. Let's fucking get it in the shot.
Put it in the shot.
Good. Oh, well. Now that's...
Well,
too much backlight. No, it's all right. It's all right. That's okay. I like it.
So I can shift
bright.
like this.
Lighting's a little bright, but I like seeing the... No, it's working. I like it.
So, Andy, I'm curious. How did you repair your lava lamp?
I don't know. I think it has to do with the room temperature. I didn't repair it. I just unplugged it and gave up on it, and then I plugged it in another time, and it worked.
It was on for over an hour, and it never did what it's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we podcasted,
I think it's like a watch pot won't boil or something. If you're show a lava lamp and you're like, here it is.
Andy, you could just say, I don't know. I don't know why.
He started out by that's the first 3 words out of his mouth.
He unplugged it and plugged it back in. That's what you're supposed to do.
There's only 2 things you can do with the lava lamp. That is, you plug it in, and then there's this little thumb switch to turn the light on.
Yeah.
And if the light's already on, then there's only one thing you do, and that's plug it in. There's no other moving parts.
So that's why I think it was just cold. I don't know. It was, there was a variable that I would have to get into the science of it.
Was shy.
And I'm not qualified. Really unlike other podcasters, I'm not qualified to comment on science.
I appreciate you, Andy, for not spreading lava lamp disinformation.
Yeah.
Well, I think it could be dangerous.
That you're totally correct.
Put it on a, lava lamp would be really cool on a bookshelf. No, it wouldn't. It's hot and the book's paper. Shit. I give real information. Like, whoa, you got to be real careful with a lava lamp, yo. It's like that.
You can clip all of that right there and sell it to PBS.
Yeah. It's like they used to warn you about how dangerous kites could be if you combine kites with electricity. Yeah.
I think that was a Schoolhouse Rock
Kite Man.
Benjamin Franklin.
No, but there was
and that ended up working out pretty good.
There was a kite man who, maybe this was more of a local, but if you got your kite wrapped around a power line, you got to call the kite man. I think that's
because you might get electrocuted with the cotton string.
I think you want to call the power company, not the kite man. But the kite man was there.
There's nothing conductive on a kite.
So the only thing that you remember from this that you saw about the kite and the power lines is you're not sure who you're supposed to call.
Pretty much, and just don't do it.
No, he said, or maybe actually the power company, not the kite man at all.
Just don't do it.
Well, who is the fuck is the kite man? And what kind of windowless van does that guy pull up to help you?
Why is he letting you go off with an old man to trade out
the kite man
favors for a sweatsuit?
The kite man just raised awareness about what could go wrong with flying kites and shit.
Oh,
so he was a spokesman for the power company.
There's one rule. Don't fly a kite near a power line. That's it. That's the only fucking rule.
But
that was Kite Man's fucking catchphrase.
Yeah, but where else are you gonna fly them? You know, maybe that's all great if you live near an open field, but if you live near power lines, you still got to get that kite up.
Yeah. I mean, what's the urgency?
I don't know, man.
Gotta get this kite up. I owned a kite for years and never had the urgency to even put the string on the kite. There was never a thing where I go, fuck, Tracy, we gotta get that kite up.
You're not one of those guys.
That was his other phrase. Don't be a dick. Go to the park.
I don't think my daughter liked flying a kite. It's just that every time we'd go to the beach, I'd say, "I'll bet you can't even fly that kite." And I don't think she ever really enjoyed flying it, but she would fly it just to prove that she could do it. But it's not fun flying a kite.
Oh. Really? You don't think so?
Not really. Is it fun holding a string?
Depends on what's on the other side.
You know, you could do those loop around.
20,000 volts of electricity, Shaylee. That's what's on the other side.
The only time I find kites to be fun is when I see somebody flying one and it breaks and flies off. That's kind of fun. It's just, I don't know. I think it's an overrated experience. I'm not putting it on my end of times bucket list.
That is pure joy, flying a kite.
Remember,
you can even lay back.
Oh, that's right. Well, when you were on drugs, it's different.
I guess so. Yeah, you got me there.
I have to say, definitely most of my memories of flying a kite are the part where you run and try to make it catch the wind, and then it just turns and crashes down.
Yeah,
and then it gets caught in the tree.
That's just life, bro.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin almost quit before discovering electricity, just because he was having trouble with his old fucked up kite. He had to go back and he had to invent a better kite first.
His mom had to put scotch tape on it because it got snagged in the tree.
Yeah. That was like the 15th kite he invented. Yeah. And that was the first one he put a key on, apparently.
Yeah, before inventing before discovering electricity, he invented cross bracing.
Yeah. He also discovered the French women were whores.
Well, that's how he got his syphilis, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah. I see why Benjamin Franklin, who was not a president, a lot of ignorant fucks think he was, but he's on the $100 bill, which is the one you do the cocaine with. He's the first elder statesman and player on money.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, you're not doing it because Ben Franklin's on it. You're doing it because it's $100
about Ben Franklin with
Hamilton
Walsh in the house right there. Really, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, no, that's George Washington. He's a George.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was George Washington.
He's a George Washington enthusiast, not an expert.
I got pretty high.
He gives the same kind of information on George Washington that Rogan gives on viruses. You know.
No one has stopped him for his George Washington misinformation.
So far.
Yeah, well, it's once you get past the chopping down the apple tree, it gets a little thinned out. Yeah, when he walked in, I didn't know who he was because it's like, is this fat? You know, is he the gossip columnist? Is he the George Washington expert?
Is he Renee Fabergé?
Yeah, right? Is he the unbookable version?
He said he's still looking for his baby's hiney hole cream.
That's what he was looking for.
Or this new character, a father.
It's been pretty wild to see it in full-fledged, day after day sort of thing.
And you're around it more probably than I am, but I don't see it much. You know, used to be kids everywhere. And things now, it would be like if a raccoon come into the house, I'd be just as at ease as if a kid was in there. Like, you know.
That terrifying.
Not ready
You've been
for
trying to shoo the kids out with a broom, but it hasn't worked. They keep coming back.
But to be so far removed from it, and then to see people that you're like, you can't imagine, like,
they're in the thick of it.
Yeah, they did it.
Seeing Sean Rouse parenting was startling.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
I don't know how much of it he did, but I did see some of it. I saw, I saw a slice of it. But he was just like, he had a different, really talked really nice to his, hey, how's it going, little man? No matter what vile shit Sean was talking about before the phone rang or whatever, went away, and he was this nice, compassionate man there.
Brendan does a good job too. He's a good dad.
Yeah, super cute.
Yeah.
Lots of poop jokes and.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I called him up one time, and it was we were talking about, I think, equipment or something that he needed, but because I was aware of what he was going to need on stage and the voice modulators and shit like that, and he starts to, he's like, hey, Marley, say this or whatever. Marley, I can't remember which one it was, and the conversation was a little saucy, and I'm like, oh, he's got a voice modulator on the kid setting, and he's doing this fucking thing where he's going back and forth, and then I'm like, wait, that's a real fucking kid. That's your kid talking to me like that? Jesus.
Yeah.
Very funny. Yeah. The kid gets it at whatever age they are.
Absolutely.
She's a performer.
She is a trip, dude.
That's Marley, and then the little boy,
baby Washington.
Little baby Washington.
Baby Washington. That's right.
Mitchell has realized looks exactly like a tiny
Chris Farley.
Looks like a little baby Chris Farley.
They won the lottery.
Yeah. So it's Farley and Marley. Yeah. And if you put a little suit coat and a little tie on this kid,
his cheeks are out to here.
You could do the little.
Oh man, you'd want to keep it. You'd want to give him every opportunity to succeed as the funny fat kid. Then you're like, all right, this isn't working. We're going to put you in football in like 7th grade or whatever. The world can always use a funny fat guy.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
I was going to bring up Bert Kreischer there, but I did not.
You're half right.
Yeah.
If a funny fat guy doesn't have to show you he's fat, he just is.
Right. A funny fat guy is trying to cover up the fact that he's fat.
Right. I don't know that John Candy ever got really, like physical, shit, but he was, he never didn't know he was a fat actor.
Yeah.
His roles were, he would talk about himself being fat as well. Sergeant Hulka, or Hulkaberger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I feel like I'm gonna get. Hey man, my uncle was fat. I don't appreciate what you said. Hey, I come from fat stock, so I can. Yeah.
My uncle died of a cocaine overdose.
I won't leave a cheesecake alone when it's sitting there. Oh, I forgot. That's gossip from Chicago, from the Cheesecake Factory where Farley was partying before he died that evening.
Oh, he was at a Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, there's one in the lobby where he was in the Hancock building.
Oh, really?
He was binge gorging on food and desserts and alcohol and probably cocaine. But this is a rumor, and I heard this from people in Chicago, and they said you can't talk about this at all. But they made what I heard is they had the staff of the Cheesecake Factory sign a non-disclosure that they were worried about that they might have been part of it because of the over serving drinks and food and shit.
So
So
we went from John Belushi overdosing on cocaine at the Chateau Marmont on Sunset Strip over a 3-day coke binge to Chris Farley cheesecaking himself to death.
Well, binging. I mean, like if you saw a dude crying between eating cakes and shit, you'd go, "Well, something's going on with this guy."
It's a race.
Yeah. And look at Patrick Swayze pre-Panther cancer. Panther cancer?
Panther cancer.
I don't know. That sounded weird when I said it, and it sounds more correct though now.
He's
Panther
sucking
cancer.
it in right there. He's not that thin. You can tell.
Yeah. He's flexing that bile duct, but for how long, really?
He's making it look easy.
Yeah.
It won't be long before you're back in your fucking,
leather pants.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You'll be back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the end of life Patrick Swayze pictures? Yeah. I can say,
I feel like we're about to.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a tabloid that had him or it was just one. I think if you're an actor and you're dying of cancer, you got to give the world one.
Yeah.
Or your publicist finds the one and says,
"Come on,
be cool."
Whatever. Gene Hackman. I know Brendan Walsh used to talk about him dying. The dude just retired and he's he's not even doing community theater or whatever.
That's what I should do tonight. I got to do.
There you go.
I got to do a set during this World Record podcast. Oh my God, look at that.
Oh,
you can only see part
only
of
his
it.
gullet.
Yeah, I'm looking for a better one. Sometimes they get cut off.
But I've got to do a set on the World Record podcast tonight, and I don't know what jokes to do. But I'm thinking now that you just said that, Andy, I think I'm going to announce Gene Hackman's death.
Yeah.
Just do a Brendan Walsh bit.
Brendan's classic
Brendan Walsh bit.
Is there a Gene Hackman Patrick Swayze crossover? It sure should have been. I can't think of why not. But fucking Hollywood, you fucked up and you waited too long.
Yep.
It's going to take a monster offer to get Swayze back. He looks a little gauntish there.
Oof.
That was when he was standing in those little circles on Fremont Street trying to get money there.
Kick me in the nuts.
He dressed up like that.
He could have done the Texas Buyer Club if the timing was right.
Yeah.
Save Matthew McConaughey all that unnecessary.
Big ears. Very
good. Yeah, he looks like that movie you like, the Irish guys, Ned.
Peaky Blinders?
No.
Ned Kelly?
No, what's the movie with the Irish guys who find out their town won the lottery or whatever?
Oh, Ned.
Waking Ned Devine.
Waking Ned Devine.
That's what it looks like right there.
Like he's 80 and should be on a moped running through the hills of Ireland.
Yeah.
Sort of see a little Corey Feldman too.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like Corey Feldman. You're in bad health.
That's an indicator.
That's like when they do the stages of cancer, it goes all the way up to Swayze, then to Feldman.
Mm-hmm. Something's wrong with Sarah Palin. Looked like Corey Feldman the other day. It's like
she's looking rough, dude. She was just in New York for her defamation suit against the New York Times, and she is looking rough. Sarah Palin.
I did see a picture.
She was always, she always had that I'm good looking enough to get by, kind of thing going. And now it's finally caught up to her where she's starting to look like a little old.
Looks like she's had some work too. I'm pulling it up right now.
Is that Swayze on a motorcycle?
That's Waking Ned Devine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, she got comparisons to the wrestler, the guy Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
You don't see him at the same parties.
Yeah, she's got some health thing there. That fucking. I shouldn't talk. I'm in the club now.
Forehead and her hair. She looks
Who
like
the fuck is that?
Like Frankenstein on top.
Yeah.
Sarah Palin.
What?
Right? It looks crazy.
That could have been our president. If you guys would have just not voted for stupid Obama and voted for John McCain, he would have definitely died in office, and she could have been our president.
She's like a dehydrated piece of fruit where it's just coming in the middle,
Do you imagine a retarded boy running around the Oval Office? Trig. That wasn't even her.
One with the last president.
Couple.
I'm
She's
definitely
like 1,000 years old, and she hasn't eaten a person in like 200 years.
You could definitely set a drink on the top of her head. Like her head could be a tray.
Maybe it was all like, because she would always be on TV, so she'd look good on TV, so they were always throwing heavy makeup on her and shit. Now this is what she looks like.
That's work done.
She lost her defamation suit against the New York Times because she claimed that they ruined her career. But after the New York Times did this editorial that they did on her, she actually picked up work and then ended up getting a spot on Dancing with the Stars or something. So her whole point that it was, ruining her reputation and she couldn't work anymore was actually proved to be the opposite.
Easily proved because it's all
she had done nothing for the 5 years until the New York Times connected her up to the Gabby Giffords shooting and said it was her fault that Gabby Giffords got shot in Arizona. And she's like, how dare you say that? And also, I'll be on Dancing with the Stars next year.
On Tuesday.
Tina Fey's the one who, she drew attention to how stupid she was.
Yes.
And that's kind of the image of Sarah Palin, was that she's just as stupid as the Tina Fey character, but it was actually pretty true and an accurate depiction.
Yeah.
So that's who she should have sued. She should have sued Saturday Night Live for making her, like Gerald Ford was clumsy, but he wasn't as clumsy as Chevy Chase's portrayal. So like if Gerald Ford hit his head, he should have sued and said, you guys fucking made me look like a boob here.
Tina Fey did absolutely destroy Sarah Palin for sure. That was when it was over.
Holy shit. She was so good.
She nailed it.
So you see, there is kind of like a puffiness that you see. That's, believe it or not, that's Mickey Rourke.
Ooh, wow, I didn't even know who that was. He looks Native American now.
I'm kind of throwing it. I'm doing a side by side. I can't put two pictures up at the same time, but he's got kind of that weird, like, is that supposed to be puffy there?
Same cheekbone.
Yeah, they're the same, surgeon, and they think they got inside info. You don't, this guy's really good, so you don't complain about his work. I don't know, man. I look like Mickey Rourke, and he's starting to look like me. That's the surgeon's trademark. Everybody turns out looking like Mickey Rourke at the end.
I think that's not the trademark of a good plastic surgeon.
Right. Let me get the Mickey.
That's Nick Riviera, plastic surgeon.
She got slipped the Mickey.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey.
That's what my belly. I got the Mickey Rourke in my belly.
I don't know what that means. I have to explain.
I don't know. It's just
I don't even think Andy knows what procedure was done to him, even though we've all talked about it. I think he just was like, where did this scar come from? And how come I don't get more drugs?
Yeah, Shaylee, I think you're right. I think he's even saying these things so that we correct him to the point that he figures out what did happen.
It's like pyramid. We keep telling him clues without actually saying
it's like
the cancer procedure.
I got all this information. My daughter was here. That was the first half of Ozarks. Now she's gone. I got all this back information and other stuff, and I got to go through stuff, and I'd rather not know, in advance everything. So I'm just going to catch up on that when she gets time to read up on it. Maybe we can do like, hey, here's 25 questions about your pancreas or something. It's just me to sit.
Andy, let's be honest. You wouldn't stick around for 3 answers about your pancreas. It should be, give me the top one thing I need to know about the pancreas, other than that mine is smaller.
Famous celebrities in their pancreas.
For 500.
House on the Prairie actor.
How blue can my Gatorade be?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the color of good digestion.
And also when the cops test the drugs, it turns blue.
Also the color of the lava lamp behind you. So you're drinking a drink that is basically
I can get rid of
putting in that lava lamp.
Get rid of some bones. I can be like that. But you got to find a structure like a hot lamp to be in.
Here's Carrie Mitchell.
Cheers. Everybody. I love you guys. Good to see you. Miss you all.
I'm hydrating.
Basically taking over the podcast. This is 2 weeks in a row.
I know. Well, I'm trying to work my way back into the public, and this is.
We love it.
Erickson, didn't you hang the "No Girls Allowed" sign on the door?
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't.
This is the He-Man.
Fucked up, right?
This is the He-Man Woman Haters Club. She can't read.
Love you, Mitchell.
Love you guys.
Later, man.
I did a sympathy cough. I drank water. I haven't had that in a day or two. It's just really like Gatorade that hasn't been made into Gatorade yet.
Turns out there's similar ingredients of Gatorade and water.
This has all the electrolytes in it.
Yeah.
The water.
It's Brondo.
Uh-huh. I got this because of that Saturday Night Live guy. He drinks the smart water. Oh, wait, this isn't the smart water. Well, anyway.
Shaylee, mark the time. That's the promo right there.
Anytime you hydrate, it's the right water.
That's it.
The only thing that would have made that better, Andy, is if you'd have done a spit take when you said that.
I had one going earlier.
Oh shit!
So you're doing you're doing a set tonight.
I got a set at the podcast. I'm not sure what's going to happen, how it's going to work. You know how Brendan plans.
Yeah. I mean, the World Record podcast is produced. I don't know how the live ones work. Because I'm a fan. I watch them.
Let me just tell you this. Neither is he.
Yeah.
He's like, I was thinking we could do this. And I'm like, all right, well, let me know when you decide. But I think we'll just kind of wing it. Yeah. It'll be fun.
I wouldn't worry about it.
We've got a very funny guy. I don't know if you guys know Mike McRae, but Mike McRae is an Austin comic. And
he does voices, doesn't he?
He does voices better than anyone I've ever heard in my life. So
he was doing them on Stern, wasn't he?
Yeah, he does them on Stern a lot. So I walked downstairs right before the podcast started, and I heard Brendan talking to who I thought was George Clooney, but it turned out to be Mike McRae. So yeah, I think George Clooney's calling in on the podcast.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Clooney's a hard get.
Yeah. He's a hard get. He is. Well, with the his adrenochrome addiction, so he's got a lot going on. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited. I hope the Walshes decide to move here. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, I didn't know if we should talk to him about that, but
it's up in the air. They're thinking about it. So I mean, I think it's okay to say that.
Yeah, I didn't want to pin him down when he was there. So.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna go look at houses. I'm like, all right, and then he comes back and he's like, fuck, they're a lot more expensive than I thought. I'm like, yeah, it turns out. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Grind to a screeching halt here. Yeah.
Yeah. So what else is happening with you guys? I don't even know what's happening in the world. I haven't watched the news in 5 days. I only know that there's a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old running around my house at all times.
That's all that matters.
It's been madness, and that's what my life is right now. So there might be something happening.
Just that situation could fall apart. I haven't watched the news in a long time either. Since the beginning of surgeries and all that shit, I've been less and less inclined to give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And I still, really, it's like, like Palmer report, he's always like, Trump's going to get stuck his foot, I might bite on one of those every couple of weeks, but not like it was. I just, I want to see everybody get what they got coming to them. I just don't have the energy to stay awake for it.
Here's the thing. You start to feel like when you realize when people say, oh, you follow the mainstream media, both parties are the same, and all that. Like, I've heard that a million times. Now, I feel like one side's worse than the other, and that's just how I feel. But at the same time, when I watch the stories about how Trump's about to be arrested for they're closing in on him. Oh, it looks bad for Trump now. Now I realize that I am exactly the people who think Hillary's about to be arrested on any day. Trump's never going to be arrested, even though I mean I don't know what Hillary.
You haven't seen today's news.
We don't have to go into that. But I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump has committed myriad crimes, but he's not going to be held accountable for any of them. He's never going to be held accountable. But every time I see one, like, oh, they're closing in. Oh, he had to. Looks like he might get subpoenaed for a tax evasion, indictment.
The guy shits his pants and nobody says anything about it. Like that'd be enough for most people. He shits his pants, like, no matter what he's done, he shits his pants all the time. Oh, fuck him. That's all you need to know. He does a lot of drugs and he shits his pants. Oh, I don't want him in my house. I don't care I don't care about his politics. Nobody who shits their pants is allowed in my house.
You're more of a pants peer.
Well, I only in like, I wouldn't do it here. That'd be like really,
because you know where the bathrooms are there.
Right. Yeah, if you put 500 blinking casino machines between me and the toilet, I may get confused. Yeah.
I just feel, but I'm just saying, like, I have been waiting. Like, here's the point I want to make. I'll say this about Donald Trump. Like, they've been saying, okay, when he ran for president in 2016, he said he couldn't release his taxes because he was under audit. And it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, I think that's probably bullshit. You probably still release them whether you're under audit or not. But point being, when is his audit going to be over? When does this ever end? At what point do they come to a conclusion, hey, we should try this guy? Or, hey, you've committed a crime. Like, if you or I don't pay our taxes, they're not going to spend 10 years, 12 years, 14 years going back and forth, trading numbers, trying to decide if they should do something about it. These people are unfucking touchable.
The system wasn't designed to stop somebody who lies all the time. Like, he gets caught lying, he lies again. It's like, it doesn't matter. So you can't ever really, it's like, oh, he's going to get a fucking pie in his face on this one. He don't care. He fucking a lot, that ain't pie. Fuck you. It's like, sooner or later, don't you got to admit that fuck you, I mean, he's as committed to that as anybody's ever been committed to anything. Like, he's never gonna fucking and nobody's ever gonna make him admit it either.
It came out, and now we're getting political, so we'll just wrap it up. But it came out at right before Biden and right before the election a year ago fall, that Trump in 2010, the year he's being audited for, he claimed a $73 million return. That's what he claimed. So he claimed in his taxes that he overpaid by $73 million, which, like, we all do the thing where, like, oh, well, hey, look, I'm going to call my garage my office, and I'm going to use that office space to build up my, this is a deduction. Everybody does that. That's fine. But $73 million. So this motherfucker not only said, I don't owe any taxes. He said to the U.S. government, you owe me.
You owe me
$73 million. And that claim is so outrageous, but it's still taken now 12 years. And they still haven't come to a conclusion on whether or not he should be found.
You're gonna put Chad in a drinking coma.
Now, I'm just saying.
Well, that's why I'm not voting for him again.
Don't pay your taxes. Doesn't matter.
I'm probably never voting for him again.
Twice is enough.
Yeah. If he runs against Biden, I might vote for him.
I'm voting for I'll vote for the kids. I like that Eric.
He's got a little something in his eyes, doesn't he? Yeah. Down
I like that. Like, I mean, the old man, he has the act, and then the kids they're like Gallagher 2 and 3. It's just like, they're, I got Mr. Pillow on the line. It's like, Mr. Pillow's not a guy you should be excited to talk to. Shit, Mr. Pillow should be the one going, I can't believe I got Eric on my fucking podcast. Fuck them all.
I'm sorry I took you to politics, you guys.
Yeah, let's just promote stickers and get the fuck out of here. We got, man. I got drugs to take. And
there they are. Those are actually some pretty good stickers.
Yeah, those were not made by me.
I've got some on my ice chest.
I like that. I like that angel one where you already died.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cute.
That would be a nice Christmas ornament for this year. Well, not maybe this year, but the upcoming Christmases. I'll be dead for more Christmases than I was ever here for.
Well, won't we all?
And it makes a nice commemorative piece for any holiday display.
That's right. Or you could just send Andy some money on Venmo.
Yeah, it goes right into cancer feeding.
At Andrew-Andrist. That's the there it is. Hook him up, and he can go. He can get some. I don't know what you're gonna get.
I get rice. I get rice and a little bit of chicken. Supplies. I hope not. If I have to clean this thing.
When are you going to be ready to eat your day-old donuts?
No, I don't know.
That yet?
I do like little sugar. Like I'm a sensible crack addict. I like candy and stuff, but I get good peanut butter cups, and I'll take one and I'll mash it, and then I'll just eat it all at once, and then I'll rinse it down in a sensible amount of time with milk. Just a little bit, but that's my whole thing. I can't have any other shit.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy, I go put the belt on and everything for my little bit of candy I get.
All right.
So my lifestyle has changed. I'll probably, eat smaller amounts of healthy shit. God damn it. And then when Chad kills that javelina, I'll have a slice of that.
Sure. Well, we'll all get some javelina jerky out of that, I hope.
I mean, they're goddamn delicious, probably.
They are. I'm hoping to fucking see them.
Well, hopefully it's not the same time you're seeing people strip out of their pajamas.
So, Chad, are you going to keep posting pictures on your hunt?
Yeah, I'm till Thursday. To hunt, so yeah, I took today off. I'll go back tomorrow.
How long do you have before your tag expires?
Thursday.
Oh man,
yeah, it's a real quick hunt.
Huh?
Or you get it for the season, not just for like a week or something. You get it for whatever they stop hunting them.
Well, this one that I'm hunting right now is a rifle season, so most of the people out there hunting them from fucking 200 to 800 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
And shooting them with high-powered rifles. Yeah. And use giant spotting scopes and just look mountains away, just blow them the fuck away with a big rifle and then go get them.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to get up on them with a bow and shoot them from about 20 to 30 yards away.
That's good for you. 800 yards away. That's incredible to me. How could you even with a scope, how could you hold a scope still enough that you could put a fucking bullet through
they've got giant tripods and bipods that these giant rifles sit on with these scopes that are half as long as any of my rifles.
So essentially they're like shooting
an
astronomer shooting a fucking telescope at the Andromeda galaxy.
That's wild. Very cool.
That's fucked up, man. That's not sporting. I like your idea. Get up on.
I do agree with that.
You should hear him squeal.
Yeah, you don't get that with the 800-yard shot.
No.
Fuck you. 800 yards is that's a long ass. Fuck. That's a half a mile.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, follow along with Chad as he does this, and maybe some live Twitch stuff coming up, Chad, while you do some of this. Right on.
Yeah.
All right, you guys jump. Well, actually, by the time this comes out, this will all be over, so it'll all be done. But That's
but I'll still be doing the live Twitch stuff out in the same areas.
Fuck yeah. Right on.
That's cool.
All right. And our friend Doug Stanhope is finishing up shooting a movie in Chicago. That's where Greg Shaley is.
9 more days.
With his lovely wife Tracy, making things happen in the.
I got in another scene.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Right on.
What's the latest there?
Seems like a lot of fun.
I got a speaking part in the bar. I heckle him because he just did it he just did a tank of a fucking like the worst, and he walked off stage, and I had a line, "Bring back the other guy."
Nice.
Tracy got a line too, and then yesterday, because of my hair, I always have to have different hats so I can wear. So I had a different hat on, and the director came up and goes, "Hey, I didn't know who it was. It was just someone behind me. Just said, "Hey, would you mind?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And I turn around, and it's the director. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it." And I just had to sit in the background somewhere and put on a different hat. And
Shaley has one job, but lots of hats.
Yeah, a lot of hats.
He wears many hats. We've said it.
But it's going good. I've never been on a set this long, so a lot of it's new.
Yeah, most of the porns are like what, an afternoon?
Well, yeah, usually just the day.
Yeah.
3 scenes in the house.
Yeah.
And you move to a different house.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm done by 8:00.
Pizza's delivered. Pizza's taken out. It's
a tip, just so you know, everyone. Inside porn, never a pizza in the box. That's how we save money.
That's how you save money on the set, kids. No sense in having a pizza. They're not going to eat it.
No.
All right. And if I do a podcast, another one besides this silly one with William Montgomery called The William Montgomery Show, and it's on YouTube. So check it out. We do it it comes out every Wednesday night. So check that out. We've got a lot of fun on there.
I deleted your graphic by accident. I'll have another one for next week. Sorry about that.
People don't need to see the graphic to go there. William's a very, very funny comedian from Memphis, Tennessee, who lives down in Austin now. We've been having a lot of fun. So check that out if you're into it. And that's it. Come back and join us next week. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't joined our Patreon, please join our Patreon. Right now, you can get everything you get on Patreon. You can get everything on YouTube. So basically, the Patreon is just a tip jar for us, but it's nice if you join Patreon, and we can because this shit isn't absolutely free. We have expenses. I mean, you think this Bloody Mary mix comes fucking gratis? No, someone's got to pay for that shit. Yeah,
we should run analytics after these spots and
see what's working.
Yeah.
But we love you, and we're glad that you're out there. So if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend. This is what we do. It's just the 4 of us every week. Sometimes it's Carrie. Sometimes it's Brendan. Sometimes Doug is here. Sometimes Jenny walks into the background of the shot. Andy, who knows what's happening with Andy. But this is it. It's just us 4 doing the same stupid shit every week, and we love it that you guys are out there for it. So we'll be back here doing the same thing next week, right here. Same dumb shit. We hope you are here too. We'll see you then. Cheers.
I love how you break it down for them of what they just sat through. You tell them what you just saw. That's awesome.
I probably should prepare.
That's the book.
That's actually the rule of speech giving is that you tell them what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, then you tell them what you told them.
Thank you, Chad.
You sum it right up.
God damn it. Fuck yeah.